Hello everyone and welcome to Verba Vocal. My name is Anna and today I'm joined once again by the lovely Nick.
Hello everyone!
So this is another feedback session. In fact, this is the penultimate feedback session. The next feedback session, which hopefully will be next week. You might be in for a surprise next week actually. But the next feedback session, you don't even know.
I have no idea.
The next feedback session will be the last feedback session until the next giveaway. Hello everyone who is joining us. So today we're looking at 6 singers. We have a very packed schedule today, so we're going to keep this brief. So let's, without further ado, jump straight into the very first singer who just wanted some general feedback on his singing. So here we go. Okay, thank you, Janice, for putting yourself forward. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation, but thank you so much for putting yourself forward. Remember that, you know, coming on here and allowing yourself to be viewed and critiqued by everyone is quite a nerve-wracking thing to do, so well done to you. It's very difficult to clearly hear a voice, a raw voice, when you're going through a microphone, because obviously you have effects on your voice with the reverb, and so it's quite difficult to give very, very clear feedback on your vocal technique. But for me, what I would say is you obviously have a good voice, but what I want to hear from you is just more passion and more connection. I feel like you've got a big voice in there, a really passionate voice, but I just feel like it's like painting by numbers. I feel like you're singing by numbers. And obviously you have your laptop in front of you, you're either reading the lyrics or you're reading the chords, so you've got that going on. You're trying to think about, you know, your finger position and playing the right rhythm. And then you're singing, so the singing feels a little bit neglected to me. I want you to connect with the words, so maybe get a few songs that you absolutely know, you know, without any without any cue,
without any like
prompt.
Judgment as well, so that you know what you're singing. It's something that you love singing, because if you're singing something and you want it to be seen, I always think the best thing to do is do something that really resonates with you, a song that you can just let rip on, that you absolutely adore singing, that you know the words inside out on. Yeah. Because as well, for me, it seemed a little bit like there was no connection with the body, and that's one thing that does get neglected by a lot of singers, is the fact that you don't realise how much the body needs to work in order for the voice to come out, because we always think that, but it's an interesting one, because you don't want to say there needs to be work, because you don't want people to feel like they have to force.
Yeah, you don't want to force the voice, and you never want to tense anything. No. But you do want to engage. You want to actively. It's like if you walk into a room and you want people to take notice of you, then you have to be energetic. And it's the same with your voice. You're trying to tell a story, even if it's an internal story, a sad story, an intimate story, you still have to grab people with it. So you have to activate and engage that way. And so Janice, I want you to find a couple of songs that you adore. I want you to learn them off by heart. I want you to find a way to stand up with your guitar, and I want you to just absolutely lay into it with your voice. Yeah. Like really go for it. See what your voice is capable of. At the moment, I would quite happily listen to you in the pub as a nice background music, but I want you to be a front man. Yeah. I want you to make me turn around and go, wow. And I think you've got that in you. Definitely. So explore with that, play with that, and you've got nothing to lose.
Also, can I say, this might be slightly controversial. Oh. Yeah, I know. Oh, it's shaking up. With using a microphone. A microphone.
A
microphone. With using a microphone, I tend to find that the way in which you sing changes. So I find that if you want to hear a true a true representation of your voice is to sing something without a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Am I okay to say that? Because that's how I personally feel. Like whenever I sing with a microphone,
I think
it's easier.
Anyone who's putting their voices forward for feedback like this, it's ideal that you don't sing with a microphone.
Yeah.
Because then we can get a clean idea of your voice. Reverb disguises a lot of sins. So so sing cleanly so we can hear it cleanly if you want feedback. I would agree it's good to practice with and without, but if you are going to be someone who sings with a microphone professionally, or you do gigs, then you do also need microphone practice.
Oh, completely.
Because your voice does change.
No, it does. I completely agree with that. But I kind of feel that it's like that thing of driving a manual car and an automatic. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can drive a manual car, you can drive an automatic.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can drive an automatic, you can't necessarily drive a manual. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
That's why I feel you have to do both techniques.
Okay, so Yanis, I'm just going to click subscribe to you now, and I'm going to give you a thumbs up on that one, and I look forward to seeing some more interesting videos from you in the future. So guys, those of you who are commenting in the YouTube chat room, fabulous. I will come to comments at the end, but right now we're just going to speed through and give all this feedback as quickly as we can. So the next singer, I can guarantee the next thing you guys are going to say is, oh. Here we go. Fabulous.
Very good.
And she's sweet. Okay, so first of all, bravo.
Yeah, especially for such a young lady. That's such a mature voice.
Yeah, and just to be brave enough to put yourself out there publicly at your age. When I was your age, I would freeze if anyone asked me to sing.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I mean, even when I was 19 years old, if I was asked to sing on karaoke at 19 years old, I would freeze. It was only as an adult I found the confidence to get up and sing in front of people. So well done, you.
Very good. I mean, I think there's a slight difference between singing karaoke and like a pub. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. So all we're going to say to you, my darling, is you obviously have talent.
Yes.
You're obviously a natural talent, and your voice has got a long way to go in terms of your maturity. So as you grow up, your voice is going to change so much.
So much.
And I think for women, your voices don't really settle until you're like around 27, 28 years old. Yeah. So you have a long way to go. And that's exciting because you're enjoying singing now, and it's just going to open more and more doors. You'll be like, oh, now I'm 9, my voice can do this. Oh, now I'm 13, my voice has completely changed. Oh, I have new tone. Oh, so it's exciting for you. But most of all, what I want you to do as a singer is smile.
Just enjoy it.
Enjoy it and relax. You are good. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Just enjoy it for you because you have a talent. So just enjoy yourself. And I would say to everyone watching, actually, if you are performing, even if it's just to your mum and dad, you probably will feel nervous inside. We all do. Even us seasoned professionals feel nervous.
I always feel nervous. I have a show tonight and I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It will
be okay.
I think it's crossed.
But the important thing is, no matter how you're feeling inside, always wear a smile. Because in a majority of cases, the audience will not notice that you're nervous, or that if things have gone wrong, or if you sang the wrong lyrics, or you come in at the wrong time, the audience won't notice if you're wearing a smile.
It's so true. It's so true. I actually, a couple of nights ago, when I was doing the show I was doing, I completely messed up all of the dance, sung all of the wrong notes, and just sort of faffed about. And I turned around to my friends and I was like, "Did you notice?" And they're like, "No." Because I was just like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to carry on, do.
Yeah.
It's that thing of like...
yeah, don't worry too much.
No, exactly.
Don't worry too much. Smile and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, so I am now going to go to the next singer. and this song is sang in Turkish, I believe. And yes, you just wanted some general feedback, and you wanted some advice on singing in front of a microphone. You said that you felt that when you sing normally, it's very different to when you sing in front of a microphone. You kind of like clam up and you can't get the same feeling into your voice. So let's have a listen first, and then we'll give you some advice.
Bir damla yaş oldun attın, attın içimi kanattın. Ben seni çok sevmiştim, şimdi yıldızlar kadar uzaksın. Bir damla yaş oldun attın, attın içimi kanattın. Ben seni çok sevmiştim, şimdi yıldızlar kadar uzaksın. Gel desem yine sev desem, eski günlerin hatırına. Sensiz hiç çıkmaz yolum olmuş, bak akıyor gözümden damla damla. Gel desem yine sev desem, eski günlerin hatırına.
All right, thank you very much. So that's Damla Damla. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you very much. And bravo. I always think it's amazing when people can play an instrument and sing at the same time. Okay, so we quite enjoyed it. There's just one note that we would give you in terms of improving the performance. It's difficult when we don't know the song.
Yes.
And we didn't know the song, so it's difficult because we don't know how it's supposed to go,
and also
to compare what you're doing. So we only have the one note, and that is...
And that is basically just be careful not to place it too much in the mask of the mouth. So I think we need to do it. There's a little bit of soft palate exercises that could be done with.
Yes.
And you've got some videos for those?
Yes. So just working your soft palate will help you to direct the breath in the right way. And I have a video, I think it's called How to Tackle Nasality. Now, we're not saying necessarily that you are nasal, but the exercises in that video are exactly the exercises you need to work that soft palate. It's the exercises that go ungi, 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 ungi. Those ones. So if you go to find the video How to Tackle Nasality, then that will help you to place the voice just in a more neutral position rather than always in the mask of the face here. But otherwise, thank you very much for putting yourself forward. Oh, guys, you know what I've realised I've done? I've done something terrible. I haven't yet put the right links in the description. It's the last week's link.
I thought I was
rushing the setup.
Well, I was going to say that, but I didn't want to be like, have you done your work? Do you know what I mean?
I think we had such a busy schedule today, but I promise what I'm going to do is as soon as this has finished, I'm going to change those links. In fact, I can do it while we're watching The Next Lady. Is it a lady? Yes. Okay, so we're going to go straight up to the next one. I'm going to start trying to quickly change these links. Live performance. Here we go. And so the next person we've got is... Oh, no, actually, we're going to talk about microphone technique.
Oh, yes, microphone technique. Sorry. Okay, so microphone techniques while you're
So if
doing...
you feel that your voice changes when you go into the studio, you record yourself down, what do we do?
So, I personally feel that with a microphone, the only thing you can actually do is practice. I know it sounds stupid and I know it sounds, oh, well, that's obvious. But seriously, the only thing you can do is get used to the voice that comes out on a microphone without any effects, without any manipulation online. So it's very distracting trying to say
sorry, I'm so sorry.
You're doing.
I'm sorry. Don't look at the screen. Sorry, look at the camera.
Okay, look at the camera. I think I'm fair in saying that. I always want to double check. I always double check with you, but
yes.
It's just about getting used to the voice, because the voice you hear in your head isn't the sound that comes out. It's because we have all the extra overtones and everything else that resonate in our head, so we can't actually hear what comes out. However, I mean, it's not completely different. It just does sound slightly odd. I remember when I first started singing, I was like, oh, do I really sound like that? Yeah,
and it's because when you're singing, the voice is resonating up through your soft tissue, your bones, and you're hearing it. You're getting the vibrations from your inner ear, from the inside, and from the outside. So you have a completely different experience. It's like listening to a film in surround sound and then listening to it when it's just coming from one speaker.
Yes.
And so everyone else is hearing it from one speaker, but you're hearing it in surround sound.
So that's why I would say that with a microphone, all you can do is just practice again and again and again, and try not to get put off by that. Because
I'm pulling funny faces because I'm doing crazy things. Yeah, I think it's from as soon as you start singing, I think it's really important to be recording yourself and listening to it over and over again, and try to listen as if you were listening to a friend and not to yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
If you were giving your friend feedback on their singing, what would you say? So listen to your voice like it's your friend. And you're trying to listen constructively to give constructive criticism, what would you say to yourself?
Well, that's what they say, isn't it? They say that the only way to really progress with anything is to have that awareness without judgment.
Yeah.
So don't
straight away go, oh, I sound horrible, I don't want to listen to it. You have to listen to it. You have to get used to it. And you have to think, how can I make myself better?
Yeah, completely.
Okay, so I think I've just about changed all these links. So if you do want to go and support any of the people that you've seen, then please do. Oh no, don't change that. Please do. Oh, I need a technician. Help! Any technicians out there want to come and work for Verba? We'd love to have you. I see. Oh, don't give it away. Okay, here we go. Right, done. So we're going to go to the next singer now. And the next singer is a lovely young lady. She's a beginner. She's not been singing for very long at all, and she wants our advice. Here we go.
If I told you this was only gonna hurt, if I warned you that the fire's gonna burn, would you walk in? Would you let me do it first? Do it all in the name of love. Would you let me lead you even when you're blind? In the darkness, in the middle of the night, in the silence, when there's no one by your side, would you call in the name of love? In the name of love. Name of love, love, in the name of love, name of love, love, in the name of.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. As a beginner, you're an absolute beginner. You have a great voice.
Yeah.
You've got lots of potential. It's a good pop sound. So there's just a couple of things that I want to say.
I'll let you.
You've got a really nice switch. So a lot of people struggle with this switch from a fuller voice to a head voice, especially when you do the in the name of love. So you have a nice little flick that goes on, and it's nice to hear. Hard for someone who's a beginner, so really well done. But I listened to the whole song a few times through, and as far as I can discern, you flip every single time. And I didn't mind at the beginning, and I don't mind at the end, but at some point I really wanted the climax where you don't flip, but you sing, in the name of love, and you push through in full voice to the top. And it's not that high. I do think also towards the end, you did quite a bit in your head voice, and I feel like perhaps you were allowing a little too much breath to go, and it also went a tiny bit just off key. So be really careful with your pitching. And I think what you need to do is work on, just in general, you need to work on your head voice to make that stronger. And I think anyone who's beginning, you sing the stuff you love, because that's why you're singing, of course, but also make sure you're doing the basics. You have to do the exercises, you have to do the scales, and you should do them on a regular basis so that you build up a strong foundation throughout your range, not just where you're comfortable, but up in the high, in the rafters, because there's nothing worse than someone singing an incredible song, doing really well, but then just one little bit, the note is just a bit weak because they haven't worked the upper end of their voice.
I would say one little thing for just working... When you're singing higher, and you can't quite reach, you can't reach the note, but you almost feel that you're just becoming a little bit flat. One thing I was always taught to do was to smile, because then what that does is it brightens it, but it also subconsciously raises the soft palate and raises and gives that reach at the back. So with the in the name of love, it gives that lift anyways. Yeah. So if you are finding that, I'm not quite hitting that, or that does sound slightly out of tune, if technique is something that you're not familiar with, a good starting point would be, okay, in that instance, smile.
Yeah. Smile will always help you to brighten the notes. And so if you're someone who goes flat a lot, then smiling is a good technique or a good little trick. but don't get stuck in smiling all the
no,
time
don't.
because you also want a relaxed jaw. I did that for a long time. I'd smile in at everything, and actually what you need sometimes is a relaxed jaw and big space.
Yeah.
So it's finding the balance. But yeah, try a bit of smiling, lots and lots of foundation exercises, and just keep going. You're great.
Yeah, you're brilliant.
Yay. And I'll subscribe to you in just a minute. But now we're going to watch the lovely Karen, who's in. Hello, Karen. I can see you in the chat room. And Karen is a wedding singer and just wants some general advice on her performance technique. So let's have a look. Okay, thank you very much, Karen. So obviously, Karen, you're a professional. You know, so I always feel a bit awkward giving advice to professionals. But you know, everyone can benefit from a little advice every now and again. And we really enjoyed watching your video. You obviously have a lovely voice, lovely high kind of resonance up there. It's lovely. If I was to give you any advice, I would say I want you to lose control a little bit more. I want it to be a bit more raw. I know, because I've also sang at weddings, it's quite a stressful job.
I mean,
singing
I've never
at weddings.
done it. It terrifies me.
It's someone's perfect day, and you don't want to mess up. You don't want to sing a bum note or forget the lyrics, because that's their perfect day, and so you can't go wrong. So there is a lot of pressure. So of course you want to feel like you're controlled, but just as a singer. If I was just critiquing your performance, not taking into account that it's a wedding and the pressures that you've got, I want to feel like you're feeling it more. It's the same advice as I gave to one of the earlier singers. I just want to feel that connection. At the moment, it feels like you're singing by numbers. I want more dynamic. And by that I mean, you know, bringing in maybe little different tricks, like maybe a bit of creak, or just some more warmer tones, some more mid tones, maybe engaging a fuller voice at times. I know it sounds quite high for you. I don't know how you feel, if it's quite comfortable, but if you could bring in a fuller voice, I'd quite like that.
I think that, but then that also comes down to what I would say about it is that I think the singing's lovely. It's just that I think what's happening now is that you're following the melody as opposed to the text, which is something that, I mean, I struggled with for a long time, because I came from an operatic background where it was, this is the melody. So you sing with the melody and you don't really take into account the words. Yeah. And I think that would also inform any extra vocal choices that you'd want to make with going full voice, because I think that How Long Will I Love You, it's beautiful to have it held and placed and almost with that soprano-esque quality. But to then bring it out of that more controlled to that How Long Will I Love You, I think that to bring it into that fuller place would be beautiful with what the text of the song says.
So it's just feeling it. So knowing what do the words mean to you, and then like telling that story. So telling that story, the emotion that you're feeling. I hope that helps. Sometimes I feel like we just waffle, but I'm not. I'm hoping. I'm looking at both of us here. Sometimes I feel like we just waffle, so I hope that what we're saying is landing and is actually giving you something helpful. But yes, I just want you to feel. I want you to engage. And just see what other tools. Experiment with your voice, and that goes for everyone. Experiment. Try singing it you know, in a completely crazy way, listen to other singers and see if you can do it in the style of. We used to do this at the academy.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, they'd say, oh, okay, sing this song but do it in the style of Mariah Carey. Sing this song but do it in the style of Barry White, or, you know, whoever it was, do it in the style of the Cranberries. And then, so you'd have to play around with placement, and then you go, oh, that sounds really cool, actually. I wouldn't expect it to, but...
But then also, I would always say, make ugly sounds.
Yeah.
Always, like, never be afraid to make ugly sounds. There's one singer in particular who I will not say because she'll probably kill me. But...
A famous singer?
No. This is somebody who I was studying with.
Okay.
But when she first started belting, it was the most horrible sound. She was a dramatic soprano. And when she started belting, I did not enjoy the sound at all in the slightest. I used to sit there and be like, oh, she's doing it again. She's doing it again. But by the end of the year, the belt was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Absolutely incredible. I remember there was one lesson I heard her belting and I was like, oh, that's incredible. It's the most stunning sound. And there's videos of her on YouTube where she's belting like A's and B flats.
Wow.
And it's the most incredible sound I've heard. And I was like, wow. And that really reinforced for me, make ugly sounds.
Yeah.
Because that is the whole point. It's coordination.
Yeah.
So until you figure out how to coordinate the sound, it is going to sound weird. It's going to sound clunky. And it's not going to sound naturally that pleasant. And
it's like as a baby. If you're crawling and you go, I'd quite like to walk.
Yeah.
And then you stand up and the first time you stand up you fall over and you go, I'm not going to stand up again because I fell over. Then you're never going to learn to walk. And it's the same with singing. If you try something, you think that doesn't sound good, I'm not going to sing like that. Or I'm not going to sing that high. Or I'm not going to sing in a belt. If you don't keep practicing and you don't keep falling over, then you'll never learn to be amazing.
But also as well, just one final waffle from me. It is, sorry, I feel like I'm waffling now. With in saying this, although it is a case of like getting used to it, the voice will adapt to it. So it's that you will discover how to make the ugly sound beautiful. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So it is a case of the more you allow the voice to just go where it needs to go, it will slot into place.
Yeah. Okay, so the next singer, this lady has said she's taken a couple of lessons and has basic knowledge of theory, but she has a lot of difficulty with counting and often struggles. She comes in late or too early when she has performances with an accompaniment, which is something I've also dealt with, you know,
Me too.
Depending on the song. Sometimes I'm like, well, even with Mark, when I'm doing the videos for you guys, I'm like, oh now, sorry, do it again. You know, so it's something we do all struggle with. And she said she also has problems with feeling like her performances start off strong, but with the tone and the breath, but then it kind of goes downhill towards the end. So let's have a listen to what you're doing. And this is I See Tall People. So let's have a listen to you, my darling, and see if we can help you out.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye. Remember me once in a while, please promise me you'll try. Then you'll find that once again you long to take your heart back and be free. If you ever find a moment, spare a thought for me.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. I think there's a little lip syncing issue going on with that video and the sound, but lovely. Thank you so much. So the first thing I'm going to say, you are in the chat room. Hello, you've been very helpful in the chat room. I can see answering questions for us on our behalf. So what I would say for you, my darling, is first of all, that is a very hard song. So
yes,
well done,
hard.
Well done. I myself have tackled this song a number of times and actually stepped away because it is a really hard song. So well done for, you know, taking on such difficult content. My biggest note to you to help you with technique is vocal fold closure. So at the moment, you say you're struggling with breath. One of the things you're doing is letting a lot of air go. And you can tell because when you're going higher up, it's going very breathy up there. And when you do the cadenza,
yes, the cadenza
at the end, you can hear it really clearly on some of the notes. I'm not sure how it goes, but you do ah 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 ah. Some of them go ah 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 ah, And you can hear breath before tone. And if you can hear breath before tone, then you're not bringing the vocal folds together properly. When you're doing that, it's not actually healthy for the vocal folds. So you don't want to be letting too much breath go, because it just causes a whole world of problems. But then also you're losing breath, which is why you lose energy. Okay?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is practice, slow it down. When you're doing cadenzas, for example, you just need to make sure you can make them really clearly, either on an E, or if it's an ah, then make sure it's an ah and not a ha.
Yes.
Ah, 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 ah. And if it's high, you just need to keep going to that point and making sure it comes together. Not allowing yourself to get away with a breathy one. I would sing this song all on...
I would say on an E.
Yeah, all
personally.
on an E vowel to get the tongue high, E, and out of the way.
It's like you're saying cake.
Yeah, so you'd sing E. So if you do it like that, because what that will also do, because we think that you're depressing your larynx a bit too much as well. Your voice is quite swallowed sounding. It's just quite down here. It's like you're trying to get that sound, that dark sound. Think of me, which is quite a mature sound. Actually, you're a young lady. So let's get that E sound. E. Can you hear how different the tone is? E. And that's to do with where the larynx is placed and the tongue placement as well. So sing the whole thing on an E, get the placement, feel it bright, and then when you feel comfortable there, think of me, bring it forward.
I would also like to say that with that dark sound, that almost operatic sound, the darkness doesn't come from the tongue. Just in case that there's any not interpretation, what's the word I'm looking for? Misunderstanding? Is that fair to say? Misunderstanding with that? Just because I know that when I was doing opera, they told us to be very careful not to swallow the tongue, because the way that the darkness in the voices comes from sob quality or tilting, which you have stuff about. I just wanted to reference that. No, it was just I was saying that it's very important we're saying to do it on an E, because the tongue gets high and out of the way, because the darkness isn't from the tongue at the back, it's actually from the larynx and the way it moves. Yeah. So I just thought it was important to make that distinction.
So I think moving forward for you, my darling, because you obviously take your music very seriously, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of scales, lots of exercises. I think working the higher range as well, putting a little more time into the higher range, doing the range extension video perhaps would be a good one for you. And the breath extension video as well. These are all in the 7-day program, but I think you're aware of those. And then just keep practicing. It might be worth you, if you can engage a vocal teacher to help you, because the stuff you're tackling is very technically difficult. Yeah, but just keep going. You know, you've got a really good basis. I can hear in there. There is a great voice in there. You just need to kind of control it. Okay. All right. So now we're going to come on to some of the comments. I have been seeing your comments coming through as we've been chatting away, and so one of you has said that your friend heard you sing and they said that you were really bad, so now you've given up.
I think that is terrible. Do you know, I got told by one of my friends when I was younger that you're a terrible singer. I heard that too. Then I went to RAM. Yeah, and now you're a professional singer. And I'm a professional singer.
And you've got a great voice. Great voice.
Stop it. No, tell me more. No, but this is the thing, is that friends sometimes say stuff because they're jealous. Because they're...
Or just because that's their opinion.
But also, as well, but the thing is, when people say stuff like, you can't sing, you don't have a great voice, something that's not constructive, that says more about them than it does about what you've given them. I think that's important to understand as well, because I know that in this industry of singers, whatever you do, you will always have people that will say to you, you can't sing.
Yeah.
And it's very good to understand the distinction between someone that says you can't sing and I didn't like what you did there. Because if somebody says you just something that negates what you do, it's not an accurate opinion, I don't think.
No.
That's how I feel. Sorry.
And do you know what? Like, no one is born with a perfect voice.
No.
No one is born with a perfect voice. And if you want to do it, then don't let anyone stand in your way. Don't do what you can do. Do what you can't do. If you can't sing but you want to sing, then do it. Really? There will always be haters. And also, the beauty of music and art is that everyone has their own opinion. Think about it. there must be one professional singer or a group or someone out there who is famous for singing that you don't like the sound of, but has their own fan base.
Completely.
I've had it. You know, I've put videos out there and I get some horrendous emails and some horrendous messages. People saying, you're ugly, you're rubbish, you don't know what you're talking about, you sound awful, you can't sing. I've had some horrendous messages.
Horrible.
And yet I've had so much love as well. And do you know what? For me, I love what I do. And so no matter what people say, I'm going to keep doing what I do because that's who I am. And so whoever tells you, whether that it's your trusted best friend, whether it's your family, even if it's your teacher, because I've heard people say my singing teacher said I shouldn't sing anymore. Whoever it is, if you want to do it, then you go and do it, and don't listen to what anyone tells you.
And off the back of that, I also think it's important to say, who is the best singer? There is no such thing as a best anything. And I think one of the things that people sometimes get bogged down with is trying to be the best at something. Do you know what I mean? I think that's fair to say. Sorry, you're looking at me blank like, no. I just think it's like, there's no such thing as who is best, because we're in this industry of limitless subjectivity.
Yeah,
good word.
And your voice is always going to change. And so, you know, just enjoy it. And a couple of you were asking about, what were you asking about? You were asking about what you should do, which warm-ups you should do specifically, and if you were going to do an audition, that was the question. What warm-ups you should do specifically for audition. If you don't have much time, any of the 5-minute warm-ups, depending on your level. There's one for beginners and one for intermediate, and then there's one just a general one which is actually quite hard. We do have some more coming which are going to be for specific voice types. So we'll have a 5-minute warm-up for basses, baritones, tenors, altos, mezzo-sopranos. So they are coming, bear with us. But if you have time, we suggest the West End warm-up.
Yeah.
The singing exercises for professional singers. Whether you're professional or not, if you can do this exercise, it's a great one. It's a really good all-round exercise. And if you are in general just wanting to improve your voice, then we recommend the 7-day program. All 7 days. It's interesting because the first day has loads of views, the second day has lots of views but not as many, and then it goes progressively down, and day 7 it's like everyone's given up singing. No one does day 7. I think it's lost. Most people, I don't think, understand the 7-day program. Day 1 you should do on Monday, day 2 on Tuesday, day 3 on Wednesday, day 4 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, until you've done all 7 videos, and you do them one for each day of the week. And that's to give you a broad, all-round workout for your voice. That's what it was designed for. Okay, guys, I hate to rush off because I would love to stay and answer all of your questions. However, I do have another live broadcast to do in about 35 minutes. And
wow.
I haven't yet done my notes fully. I've done them partly.
Loving the honesty.
Well, yeah, it's been a very busy day, and all day today we've been filming for Bella and Beans. You might recognise the dungarees. Ta-da!
I don't have my costume on.
No, but we've been filming Bella and Beans. We've been writing our own songs and
yeah, it's a really good song actually.
Composing and filming and you know, playing around like kids do, but doing it on camera. So if you are young, like if you're a toddler and you're watching, or if you have toddlers or you know any mums and dads, we would really, really appreciate your support. The channel is young. We're very excited about what this can do for children.
Yeah, definitely.
We think there's a lot of stuff out there for kids that could be better, and that's why we're doing it.
Oh, the shade.
So if you do have any little ones or you know anyone with little ones, then please direct them to Bella and Beans TV.
That's Bella and Beans TV.
Oh yeah, that'd be much appreciated. All right, my darlings, I will be live here again at some point next week, probably on Thursday. Hopefully on Thursday, and we'll have a little surprise for you, and that will be the last in the feedback sessions, and then you'll have to wait for the next giveaway, which will be October probably. So make sure you're subscribed and you've pressed the bell notification button, and yeah, make sure you keep singing. Take care. Until next time. Bye.